The Disguised Queen, a story of self-discovery. Many years ago, during the golden age of monarchies, there ruled a queen in a far-off land. She was immensely powerful, stern, and uncompromising in her governance. Unlike typical queens, she had no interest in makeup, jewelry, or luxury. Instead, her personality radiated a sense of absolute dominance. Stubborn and headstrong, she did exactly what she deemed right, allowing no one the opportunity to control her. This queen did not gain power as a king's consort. She was a princess who ascended the throne after her father's death. From swordsmanship to the art of war, she was unrivaled. Defeating her in an argument or on the battlefield was impossible. Behind this harsh exterior lay a well-governed kingdom. The needy and helpless lived in peace under her reign. But for the corrupt, thieves, or traitors, she was death personified. Regardless of whether the offender was a family member or a dear friend, the queen showed no mercy. There was no room for compromise in her justice. To the common people, she appeared emotionless and cold-hearted. Yet, beneath this visible hardness lay a different soul. As powerful as she was by day, she was equally lonely in the solitude of night. In the dead of night, when the world went silent, she would dismiss her attendants from her private chambers. Sitting alone in the dim light, she would reflect on how those she trusted had repeatedly betrayed her. Inside that rigid shell was a contemplative woman. However, the next morning, she would emerge again as the fiery and invincible queen. She had sacrificed her emotions and love for the sake of establishing justice. She had even contemptuously rejected marriage proposals from many kings. To her, her body and mind were merely weapons for protecting the state. The journey of disguise. One day, weary of the monotony of royal life and the selfishness surrounding her, the queen made a decision. She entrusted the kingdom to a reliable deputy and set out to travel to another land. Not as a queen, but as a commoner. She wanted to see what ordinary people truly thought of the royalty and the administration. The queen assumed a disguise in a neighboring kingdom. There, she took a job as an ordinary teacher, tutoring the princes and princesses in the royal palace. It was there she met a certain prince. He was highly educated, refined, and astute. Like the queen, he possessed a certain gravity in his personality, yet he was far more humanitarian. Despite maintaining her disguise, the queen began to feel an involuntary attraction toward him. For the first time, she realized how difficult it was to live a lie. Although she tried to present herself as a commoner, her inner royal fire would occasionally flicker through. Her gait, her manner of speaking, and her piercing gaze set her apart from ordinary subjects. The prince noticed something unusual in her behavior, though he had no proof: love and misunderstanding. As time passed, conversations between the queen and the prince grew. Under her disguise, she shared stories of her past life with him. In his company, she realized that life was not just about rigor or war. There was also a place for empathy and love. Conversely, the prince sensed that this ordinary teacher was someone extraordinary. Although the queen felt a deep admiration for the prince, she never expressed it. The prince began to feel that this woman had fallen in love with him. To be certain, he asked her many times, but the queen never admitted it. She was aware that the prince did not truly like her, a fact he had even admitted to her himself. To the prince, she was just an ordinary, emotional girl. She was not the kind of queen he envisioned for himself. Gradually, the prince began to distance himself. Though the queen didn't understand the exact reason, she accepted the distance, knowing he did not harbor feelings for her. The return and transformation. The queen's life in disguise had its limits. The responsibilities of her own kingdom were calling her back. Furthermore, living a lie was causing her to lose her sense of self, which left her mentally exhausted. She realized she was, above all, a ruler and a protector. An ordinary life was not her destiny. Finally, she decided to return to her kingdom. As she journeyed back, a new realization dawned upon her. She no longer wanted to be just the cruel queen. She decided that while she would remain firm, her rule would now carry a touch of humanity. She integrated the patience and empathy she had learned from the prince into her governance. Upon her return, her subjects saw a transformed queen. She remained as lightning fast against crime as before, but she began going directly to the people to hear their sorrows and hardships. Instead of relying solely on ministers, she sought the root of problems herself. This life-altering experiment made her not only a better ruler, but a complete human being. She realized that the truth within a person cannot be hidden for long. It is the fusion of fire and compassion that creates a